Hey guys, good morning. I hope you all are excited for today's video. I was kind of excited to just like sit down and do a talking style video for a change. I hope this sun and everything will cooperate and that you don't hear too much background noise. But I really wanted to sit outside because it's a very beautiful morning here in Florida. If you're new, my name is Lynette Yoder. Welcome to my channel. I am going to be doing just a Q&A today. I had asked for questions on my Instagram probably a week and a half ago or even more than that. Should try to look at least a little bit more presentable, I guess. I also put it out on my YouTube community tab last night. I don't know if I have a lot of questions on there or not, but I'm gonna get right into it. If you see me on my phone, I'm looking at the questions. So I'm not gonna get to all of them, obviously, but I'll do my best to answer quite a number of them. So the first question I see here is, what is everyone's middle name in your family? I love middle names. That's kind of cool. Okay, so Nick is Nicholas Blaine, and then I'm Lynette Marie. I was named after a little girl that my mom used to babysit back in the day. And then our sons are Caden Grant. Caden Grant is named after my brother Grant. And then it's Jackson Riley. That was just a name that we both liked. We spell it Jaxon. So it's Jackson Riley. We call him Jackie or Jax a lot, but we just liked that combination. And then we have Oakland Ray, and it kind of just fits her. She is truly, generally just a ray of sunshine. She has her moments right now. She's kind of going through some little like Spitfire moments, but anyway, I feel like her name fits her very well. I feel like sometimes middle names can be easier to add than the first names. At least that's how it is for us. I had another question somewhere, and it had asked what we would have named Oakland if she were a boy, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to actually say it. But we don't know for sure yet if we're done. I think I'd gotten that question as well. Are we gonna have more kids? We don't know for sure yet. Okay, so this is going into a little bit of the Mennonite style. If you're new, I am Mennonite. I grew up Amish, so this one will relate to that. What age did you start covering your hair? So in the Amish settings, typically you start as a really little girl. So I would have started probably 3 or 4 years old, honestly, at least to like church services and stuff. I cover my hair because of the scripture in 1 Corinthians 11 where it talks about women covering their hair when they're praying, prophesying. It's a sign of submission to God, also to our husbands. It also mentions a thing about being like a symbol of protection over us. You can read more about that if you want, but that is why I feel convicted to wear a head covering. Well, I do know that a lot of people might think it's more cultural as far as back in Bible times. That could be. I'm not here to say that it's a right or wrong issue. I just personally feel convicted to wear a head covering, which is why I wear one on my head. I did have another question. At what age will Oakland start wearing a cap? I think that's how she had mentioned it. Honestly, I don't know for sure. We haven't really figured that out. In the Mennonite settings, generally you don't start as young, and a lot of people would maybe do more of the thing that once a child comes to the age of accountability and wants to accept Christ, becomes a Christian, then maybe they would start wearing a covering, or maybe once you're like baptized and a member of the church. There's a lot of variations. I really haven't quite decided. In one sense, I feel like growing up wearing it was a good thing for me because it's something that I was always used to. It was never like odd for me to start wearing a covering. Like I've always worn a covering, whether it's changed like from the Amish style, more like the box coverings, or if it would be like a hanging veil. I've worn lots of different types of coverings. I don't think that one style necessarily matters. It's the principle behind it. But for Oakland, I do feel like I would like her to want to come to that decision on her own. In one sense, in the other sense, I also see some pros to just kind of wearing it maybe as she gets older. Once they have long hair, we typically don't really cut our hair. I trim mine and stuff, but that's another thing. Like you have longer hair, and it's, to me, I like wearing my hair up. So I feel like it could also be beneficial to just do it the way I was used to. I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong way to do it. So I don't know that we've officially decided how we'll do it. I'm guessing she won't right away as a young girl, not nearly as young as I was. just because I want her to understand why she wears a covering. So that's how I feel about it. No judgment on my end toward anyone who doesn't. That's clearly just a thing for me personally and kind of culturally, I guess, what I grew up with and what I was used to. Okay, here's another one. Are you teaching Oakland, Pennsylvania Dutch? And I'm gonna lump that into the boys as well. We talk it all the time at home to them. Somehow, I've mentioned this before, somehow the boys don't really speak it at all. They know some words and things, but their accent's not even there. And it really is sad to me that they don't talk it. I'm trying really hard. We're both trying, Nick and I are both trying really hard to talk it to Oakland. So I don't know what'll happen. I do feel like she'll probably not, just because she hears a lot of English as well. Like the boys, like they'll talk English. They understand it. They just don't talk it. So we're trying. Whether she'll actually talk it, I don't know. Do people in your culture not like to be filmed? Reasoning for this? I would say generally it is more uncommon. We grew up kind of in the thing of maybe not putting ourselves out there as much. I don't know that there's a lot at this stage. I don't feel like there's a lot of opposition as far as if people were to film. I don't feel like there's too many that are opposed to it. Now there's some who might not be comfortable with it just because they don't really like being in the public eye or whatever, and I think that's maybe a misconception that they're not open. People are very like closed off. Not saying that there aren't some that really don't want anything to do with it, and there are very strict sects of Amish and stuff that would not allow, you know, cameras and to be filmed or taking pictures. There are people like that, but in general I feel like people are okay with it. They're more open, especially in this day and age. It's a lot more common. And so since we're kind of on the subject of children, I thought I would just talk about something. I don't know how much screen time you guys allow your children to have. We haven't always been very hardcore about not allowing them to have it. I feel like they do have some, but recently we've just kind of figured out that we have to just take a bit of a sabbatical, I guess, on the games, like on the Fire. I think this is the Fire, Amazon Fire or something. Anyway, it's like they become so addicted to it, and we even limited it to kind of the weekends generally, and yet it was just something that's like, it affects their attitudes, and we didn't like it. Just for us, we kind of feel like it's important to monitor how much they're on it. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Famisafe. It's part of the Wondershare Technology Co. But I've talked about their app before, I think on Instagram last year, and I recently like just re-downloaded it. This is a great resource if you're needing something to monitor how much your kids are on their devices, whether they have phones or not. You have a way to block their apps or websites they go on. You can limit, you know, what types. There's a way to do like a screen time where you can only be on a screen for a certain amount of time. You can see all of this on your phone. It's connected to the different devices, like you'll connect all of your devices to your account, and you can monitor, and it'll send you reports. It'll show you what websites they're trying to access, and if they go on certain websites that you don't want them on and you have a blocker on there, it'll, you know, block it. I even tried it myself with some different things just to see if it'll actually work. I feel like it does a pretty good job of it. It'll kind of like just say, whoa, you know, you can't go any further than this because your parents don't want you on here. Not saying it's completely like 100% it'll do everything, but I feel like it does a really, really good job. I want to talk about things and promote things to you guys that I, you know, would use myself or feel like would be helpful to you guys, and this is one thing that I feel like could be helpful to some of you guys. And you can try it for free. There's a link in the description box, so go click that link if you want to try it out for, I don't know what the trial period is, probably like a week or something, and then you can sign up if you want. So if you're needing something, there you go. I'll leave the link for Famisafe in the description box below, and I'm just grateful to them for being willing to sponsor today's video. How old are you? I am 32. I just had a birthday on Friday, so about almost a week ago. It's kind of hard to believe I'm that old, but that's how old I am. What's your most favorite place to go in Florida? I haven't gone a lot of places in Florida, to be honest. I've been here most of the time, and we used to vacation down here. I've been to St. Augustine, I've been to Key West or the Keys. I've driven through other places, cities, some things like that, but we haven't like explored Florida to the fullest, so I don't know that. I mean, honestly, I love Sarasota. I love this area. I feel like we have some of the best beaches around. Do you get tired of the beach since it's somewhere you can go so easily now? No, I don't feel like I get tired of it because quite frankly, I don't go that often. I feel like Floridians in general, we don't go as often as you might think. We have our daily busy lives and it's something that is kind of there, like we know it's there so we can go anytime. Now, I wish I could go every week. I do get tired of the mess that always comes with it. You do always have to kind of clean out your vehicle and just sand is in every crevice imaginable. So that part is kind of like, do I want to go? Or maybe even if you want to go to the beach for sunset, you have to prepare for the fact that they're going to get wet and sandy and then you have to bring them home and shower. So that sense, I kind of am like, it's not as exciting anymore. But I personally love it just for like relaxing and just being able to go and sit. I love listening, you know, to the waves. I like going to places that are not as busy. So switching to some things as far as our business goes. As a lot of you know, we've kind of created a business name, at least at this point, Urban Oaks Design Co. And this is kind of an umbrella to service a bunch of different things. I needed to create an LLC for my YouTube channel and also for some other like design stuff that I'm getting into. So basically for us as a couple, Nick is obviously, his first job is a real estate agent and he's into it now for a little over a year. He is with Harry Robbins Realty. He actually just switched. He was with Keller Williams, but he switched over to Harry Robbins. He's got some buddies there and it's just a better fit for him. But he's licensed in the state of Florida to do real estate. So if you're ever in need of one, he can definitely help you out. So that's his main thing. He's trying to grow that and God has blessed us in that aspect of it. Hopefully we'll continue to grow. Maybe that will help me be able to relax in some of my responsibilities financially that I've had in the last year while he's been switching over. So YouTube is still kind of my main business, I guess you could say, but I'm also morphing into a lot of things that actually take a lot more time even than YouTube, which is we're currently working on our flip house, as a lot of you know. So we're getting into that. I also just finished furnishing a whole house. I have a couple other things coming up this summer. Some clients that I'm going to be doing like a condo. There's going to be like a bathroom remodel and I'm going to be decorating and furnishing their apartment or like their condo that they own. Another place that I'm doing for someone else. So I'm kind of getting into that and I'm also thinking I'll get into some staging down the road. If Nick has listings, I would be interested in doing some staging. I'm trying to kind of collect some furniture for our flip house, which I will be staging, furnishing, and then kind of go from there. I'm really not sure. I'm still kind of trying to figure it all out. I know that when you're trying to grow a business, you can't expect it to grow without putting a lot of effort into it. So I've been very thankful to have my family around, trying to figure out what direction I want to go as far as business wise and how much I want to do and how much I don't want to do. So yeah, YouTube has its challenges of itself. I'm dealing with some techie issues currently. Hopefully I'll get it figured out. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we're kind of just feeling our way through, I guess. I don't really know, and I feel like that was a very long answer. I also thought I might mention, I had my friend tell me that I was not showing up in her notifications. She's subscribed, she has all the notification, like the bells on and everything, and she still had to go search on my actual page to find my latest video. It still wasn't even coming up in her subscription feed. So if you want to be notified, make sure you have it. Maybe toggle the notification bell if you want to be notified, because YouTube clearly does not show everyone all people's videos. So here was a question that goes with the design aspect. How did you learn to hone your designer's eye, so to speak, and how did you learn to be confident in design choices? Does it come naturally or did you have to work at it? I was really struck by your pick, especially how the wood color of the bed frame coordinates it so well. Okay, so I put a picture on my community tab. You can go look at that. And this is the house that I'd been working on. And to be honest, I don't feel like I'm very confident in my design choices yet. I'm hoping that through all of these things that I'm working on, the flip house, and as I go along, I can become more confident. Some things come easily, like I know what I like and what I don't like. I've not been trained professionally at all. This is just something that I feel like I have an eye for and I enjoy it, My mom, I feel like, passed it on to me, and I'm hoping to kind of get her involved more this summer in helping me with stuff. I have a tendency to like look and look and look and browse and browse and browse, and like that's a downfall I have. So I feel like I am not there yet necessarily. I have a long way to go. I do enjoy it, and I hope that I can inspire you guys to make your homes a place that you enjoy being in. I feel like it's important. If I'm living in my home, I want it to be a place that I enjoy being at. And while it's not the most important thing in the world, of course, it's something that I enjoy, and I do feel like it's important to have a haven for your family. And maybe there's people that can help you if you're really struggling with it. And I've thought about offering that as a service at some point, if I could find the time to offer it as a service to people, to like maybe create a mood board or something. I'm not necessarily trained or anything. I've just kind of been playing with it, and it does help you picture it a little better. PicMonkey is a great resource if you want to add like pictures of furniture or whatever. You can kind of place it and see how it all like meshes together. That really helps, and I'm hoping to kind of get better at that. I guess if you do really have some questions, I would be willing to consider maybe giving some advice, even just via like email, or maybe I could create some ideas for you if you show me pictures. I would be willing to kind of do that as a side thing, maybe charge a little bit for it, obviously, because it does take time, but it's something that I've considered, so I guess I could go into it. But I do feel like it just comes with time. And I had another question that goes into that. How has your style changed over the years? It's my friend Hannah O'Reilly. She actually lives close by, and I've gotten to know her. I feel like my style has definitely changed, but I feel like it's always going to change. Like, I'm too much of a love change person. I feel like there are so many different styles to appreciate, and I appreciate a lot of different styles, but I think it is important to maybe focus a little bit more on one style and not try to mix a bunch of them together. You can do that, but it becomes a little bit more eclectic. So I've been trying to do better at that in the last couple of years, even just since moving to Florida. I feel like I've kind of been figuring out, I really like the mid-century modern, boho vibes. There's not a right or wrong style. There's some styles that I'm kind of tired of. I used to be a little bit more farmhouse bent, classic maybe farmhouse, not as hardcore, but definitely somewhat. But I've definitely progressed into a little bit more of like a modern, clean lines, white, things like that. I'm gonna do some random ones yet. How do you stay so thin? Our baby just turned 1 year old. My postpartum pounds are stubborn. I hear you. Clothes can hide some things. While I know I'm not like technically overweight or anything, I have some baby fat that I have not lost. So just saying, I'm definitely not not where I could be or where I was before I had Oakland. I do feel like I've never had a metabolism that I've had to work hard with taking weight off. I'm not saying that in a braggy way, it's just something that I think it's just my makeup. But I do wish I could drop a couple pounds or tone my tummy a little bit more, but I know that I have to put work into that if I want it to happen. What Bible study are you currently following for yourself and also for the kids? Honestly, right now I'm not really following anything in particular as far as a certain thing. I should get back on a schedule of some sort, but generally I kind of just like hop around different places, or I'll read a little portion, or maybe I'll have like a devotional that I go through on my Bible app or something. The kids, sometimes I'll read them some Bible stories or something, but we don't have anything like set in stone right now. Do your boys go to public school? I went to public school with some Mennonite children. We were great friends. That's awesome. No, they go to a private Christian, mostly Mennonite school. There's not all Mennonites there, but it is a private Christian school here locally, and we really enjoy it. How did you and Nick decide to move to Florida? My husband and I are considering. We debated about things for a while. We actually kind of were trying to decide between Holmes County and Florida. Honestly, Holmes County would have felt like the easy thing because we were both born there, and Nick lived there till he was like 14 or 15, I think. So we could have gone up there. That would have felt like kind of the safer option, but at the same time we kind of had this hankering to go somewhere warmer, and we're just really glad we made that decision. It was scary, but I kind of felt like if we don't try it, we'll never know, and we don't have any regrets doing that. Would your dad answer some questions on birds? He might. I'm sure if it'd be the right time and I could do that, he would probably do that. I guess if you have questions for him, I'll leave them down below. Maybe I'll try to do that, or follow me on Instagram. Maybe I could do that sometime. He's a birder. He loves bird watching. That's his hobby. And so I know I was surprised at how many people enjoy bird watching when I put a poll up on my Instagram. And this is related to my parents. Sorry, it's not a question, but your folks look so young. I would agree. I feel like they don't look that old. They did have us pretty young. They had me pretty young. I think my mom was probably 21. They had me like not quite a year after they were married. It's also in at least my mom's genes. Even my grandparents aren't very white-haired. I think it runs in the family a little bit. And I think I'm gonna end with this one. Best memory from 2020. What are some of the favorite things you did last year? Maybe we did as a family. Did we go anywhere that you enjoyed? Did you like our west trip?
What west?
When we went out west to Idaho, Wyoming? Yeah.
And I went on this thing that went down.
The ski lift?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. We actually, I feel like last year we traveled more than normal. My best memory of 2020 probably would have to be Oakland. She was born in January, so I'd say that'd be at the top of my memories, but that's not really a memory because she's still with us, obviously. So I would say probably one of my highlights of 2020 was some of the traveling we did. We were able to go out to Idaho and Wyoming, as I've mentioned, with my husband's family. So otherwise, I think I'm gonna end the vlog. It's been very long. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure you check out the link for Famisafe in the description box below. I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully I will have some home related videos coming up. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.